So now we put the milk substance on top of the hot plate. I've set my hot plate for approximately, I would say 40% of the way. This particular version doesn't have numbers on it, so that's not gonna help you. So it's like 40%. And so right now you can see I have my thermometer in there. My thermometer is measuring in Celsius. I need to get this up to 55 degrees Celsius, but I also wanna make sure that it doesn't burn, and I wanna make sure that it doesn't spill over the top. So right now it's approximately at 39 degrees. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start stirring and just make sure that I get any clumps that might be on the bottom. You can also get stuff off the sides and just try to make it as smooth as possible. But really, again, what we're trying to do is get it up to that 55 degrees so that it kills off any bacteria that may have been in the beaker or in the milk or even in the air. And so right now it's at about 30. And I'm going to keep stirring it, and I'm going to keep checking the temperature throughout. So right now it is at around 35 degrees. It is almost to 40 degrees. And this part is quick. In a moment when we start to cool it back down, because we need to cool it back down to a temperature that it can accept the culture, the yogurt that's being added. And so right now it's going up fairly quickly. It's already at 40 degrees. Remember, we're shooting for 55. I did turn up my hot plate to about 50% of the way. You go ahead and give it another stir. And once it gets to 55, it does need to stay there for 10 minutes. So then you're going to have to be doing some adjustments to get it up and down at that temperature. I'll go ahead and turn it up a little bit more. It is approximately 45 degrees at this point. So what you're seeing here is 50 degrees. And so just to kind of keep in perspective, this is a Celsius thermometer. So remember, we're going up to 55. So we've reached 55 at this point, which is exactly where we want to be. That is about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you do not have a Celsius thermometer, then you can use the Fahrenheit thermometer instead. So now remember, at this point, what I want to do is watch to make sure that it stays around 55 degrees. So I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to lower my temperature a little bit. And I need to lower it down to 46 degrees before I can add the culture. So remember, by culture, I mean add the yogurt that has those 2 bacteria that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to leave it around 55 degrees. You notice that it's gone up a little bit, so I want to go ahead and lower down my temperature. The easiest way to lower the temperature is to pull it off and put it on the table. I'm not going to do that just because of the video, but if it's getting too hot, so you can see it's already at 70. I don't want it at 70. It's not going to cause any sort of issues, but you definitely don't want any boiling over. So I've lowered the temperature quite a bit. We're going to bring it back down.